Let me explain it this way. No one has always been a Christian. No one. And this is why. Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1 through 3. Just listen carefully. Paul says, "Once you were dead because of your disobedience and your many sins." This is talking to all of us. No one is excluded here. This is humanity. "You used to live in sin just like the rest of the world." That includes those of us who grew up in a Christian home. "Obeying the devil, the commander of the powers in the unseen world. He is the spirit at work in the hearts of those who refuse to obey God." All of us used to live that way. All of us. "Following the passionate desires and inclinations of our sinful nature." When does that start? Like one, right? I mean, the sinful nature comes out, we're born with it. In fact, Romans chapter 5, verse 12 says that comes from our father Adam. We are born, we inherit the sinful nature. We do not inherit a Christian nature. Now, in order for me to say I have always been a Christian, I would somehow have to skip the birth through Adam, because through Adam I am born a sinner into this world, not a Christian. He says, by our very nature, we are subject to God's anger just like everyone else. This is everybody. This doesn't matter what kind of upbringing you had. It doesn't matter what kind of life you've lived. It doesn't matter how good you think that you are. Every single one of us were subject to God's wrath because we had sin in our lives and we were separated from Him because of that sin. Romans 3:23 says that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. No one gets to skip over this step of being a sinner separated from God. Do you understand? So if that happens to be something that we've thought, well, I've just thought I've always been a Christian. Well, let's tweak our theology, okay? Because nobody has always been a Christian. You were born a little wicked sinner. That's how we come into the world. It's just the reality of all of it. And we were an object of God's wrath, and until we dealt with the sinful nature in our hearts, we did not become a Christian. Now, you might have grown up in a family of faith, and that is a wonderful, blessed thing. And you may have embraced that faith for yourself. But what I want you to understand is there has to be a moment in your life, even in a family of faith, that you understand your sin has separated you from God. And unless God comes into your life and forgives you of that sin and comes and seals you with His Holy Spirit and breathes life, spiritual life, into your body, you will not become a Christian, even in a spiritual family. Nobody has always just been a Christian, because nobody is born a Christian. We are born with a sinful nature, and we must be delivered from that sinful nature.